So the reglassing process is a straightforward process, probably one of our most requested services. And it comes in three steps. First, sanding down of the current paint to reveal the underlaying fiberglass. Two, address any concerns that you see when you reveal the fiberglass. So any soft spots, any popped nails, any cracks, things like that, those get patched up and fixed immediately. During that process, there may or may not be rotted wood that needs to be addressed as well. Lastly, the new fiberglass layer is put on, sanded, and painted. If you were to look at your deck before it's even worked on and you notice that there are bumps coming up, those are nails. Those are nails or screws that are popping up from the wood and potentially could poke through the fiberglass, which could cause a water infiltration issue that could lead to rotted wood, delaminated glass, other issues like that. So in our reglass service, the very first thing we do is clear the deck from any type of furniture. We remove all the railings and we ensure that we have a clear and clean surface to start grinding down the current gel coat to reveal the underlaying fiberglass. Now, this step is extremely useful because it allows us to strip away any imperfections that are there and it gives us a good canvas to work on, but it also allows us to work and see directly what it is that we need to do to make sure that this soft spot or this pop nail is done. And this is also probably one of the only ways to actually get a good deep look at the deck itself. So in this example, this particular deck had a spot where the top layer of the plywood was rotted. So that needed to be taken out immediately. When we did that, we noticed that the subfloor, so the 3/4 inch plywood beneath it, did have a little bit of water damage as well. And our usual custom is when we see that, we cut a hole into the 3/4 inch plywood so we can get access to the beams underneath to inspect them, to make sure that they are in good working order before we start patching up everything on top. So whenever we see, or if we feel any soft spots or any rotted wood, we have to go through this three-step process of clearing the top layer of plywood, inspecting the subfloor, the 3/4 inch plywood, and also inspecting the beams underneath to make sure that they are structurally intact. If the beam's clear and the subfloor does not need to be replaced, or and if it needs to be replaced, it gets replaced. But if all those things clear, then we are ready to patch up that spot with a brand new sheet of plywood, fill it up with Bondo, and lay over that one spot. Now listen, we're gonna lay over that one patch an extra layer of fiberglass so that it's at the same level as the previous layer of fiberglass. Because remember, we removed the entire top layer of the fiberglass and the plywood itself. So we need to add up another layer of fiberglass just on the patch so that it's evened out with the rest of the deck. After that, we lay over the entire mat across the full surface of the deck so that we can begin the entire reglassing process. After the reglassing process is done, in about 24 to 48 hours, our crews come back, sand everything down, and we roll on a gel coat of your choice. Most typical colors are gray or tan, and in this instance, we went with tan, and you can see the final result. You can't even tell that there was a patchwork done from rotted wood because of water infiltration on the far side of the deck. The rust spots on the surface of the deck are gone, and this deck looks brand new. Not only looks brand new, but it has a brand new layer of protection over top that is good to last for 5 to 7 years. So that's what you could expect from a reglass service. It's not a huge job in itself, but in the process of making sure that the deck is structurally intact, things could come up that will cause the project to take a little longer than expected. But in its pure form, the reglass service is a very straightforward service. We sand down the deck, we lay over a new layer of fiberglass, we soak the fiberglass and let it cure, we sand the fiberglass and gel coat over it to give you a brand new looking deck. And in some instances, like we mentioned, like we saw in this video, you may have to go a little deeper and fix some issues that are structural issues that could lead to bigger and worse problems down the line. And we've seen this. We've seen rotted beams, right? That we would have to replace entire beams, entire sections of subfloor, and entire sections of top plywood, along with the fiberglassing of an entire deck. So if you notice these things in your deck, for example, if you notice soft spots, cracks, any popped nails, you have to beware because this could lead to further problems down the line. So if you like this video, hit the like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified every time we post a video talking about fiberglass and polyurea waterproofing for your home.